Welcome to this final part of our special series on depression prevention. After exploring the symptom through the lenses of the biology of meaning, German New Medicine S. Dr. Hamer, Carl Jung, Ken Wilber, and traditional Chinese medicine, today I want to focus on something we often overlook. The best therapy is the kind that prevents suffering from becoming chronic. Depression prevention does not begin when the first symptom appears. It starts many years earlier, in childhood, within the family, at school, and in the way we learn to relate to ourselves and treat others. We live in a paradoxical era. We have never been so connected via the internet, yet never have so many people been profoundly lonely. There have never been so many forms of entertainment, yet never so many people are unable to enjoy life. There have never been so many technological resources, yet never so many people lacking a sense of purpose. Depression does not always stem from a single event. It arises from years of disconnection from the body, from emotions, from relationships, from nature, and from a sense of meaning in life. For the philosopher Baruch Spinoza, sadness is not merely an emotion, but a passive state that diminishes one's capacity for action. Pharaoh advocates prevention by fostering protective factors. Each person must learn to recognize their own emotions before they evolve into illness. Get adequate sleep. Move your body. Breathe consciously. Eat a balanced diet. Maintain healthy human relationships. Learn to ask for help. Cultivate meaningful activities. Nurture your intellect and ethics. Develop your spirituality, whatever path you choose. We are not talking about perfection. We are talking about balance. Traditional Chinese medicine teaches that health lies in keeping qi circulating freely. When life loses its rhythm, when emotions remain blocked for years, when the body stops moving and the spirit loses its direction, illness finds fertile ground. That is why prevention includes walking. Movement is vital. Breathing. Feeling your inhalation and exhalation. Feeling your diaphragm and the rise and fall of your lung capacity is a marvel. Practicing Qigong. Tai Chi meditation. Connecting with nature. With the sun, the wind, and the water. Proper nutrition. Restorative rest. Not as magic formulas, but as everyday ways to care for life. To love it while loving ourselves. As Robert Collier said, success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Carl Jung said that those who look only outward remain asleep, while those who look inward begin to awaken. Prevention also involves self-knowledge, recognizing one's own shadows, accepting one's limitations, and asking for help when needed. No one becomes stronger by pretending they never suffer. Ken Wilber reminds us that a healthy life must unfold simultaneously across many dimensions. Caring for the body is not enough. We must also tend to the mind, our relationships, our values, our community, and our consciousness. When one of these dimensions is neglected for years, the entire system begins to suffer. And I want to say something of particular importance. We are living in an era marked by rising hatred, violence, arrogance, and indifference. We see wars, domestic violence, suicides, murders, and addictions. We see thoughtless, destructive criticism, abandoned elderly people, and deeply lonely young people. Mental health can no longer be viewed solely from the perspective of the individual. We must also ask ourselves what kind of society we are building through individual responsibility. For a community that loses kindness, compassion, and solidarity also falls ill. There is no true prevention in a culture that normalizes humiliation, envy, contempt, and isolation. Promoting mental health also means building communities where people can feel seen, heard, respected, useful, and loved. Perhaps one of the greatest vaccines against suffering is to reclaim something very ancient, the the capacity to take a sincere interest in the well-being of others. Not out of a sense of sacrifice, but from the understanding that we all share the same human fragility. As Erich Fromm wrote, love is not merely a feeling. It is an art that requires knowledge, responsibility, respect, and care. It is there in brotherly love that true prevention begins. Pharaoh learning. Prevention is not merely about avoiding illness. It is about learning to build a life of meaning, healthy connections, inner discipline, and compassion. An emotionally healthy society is formed when each person learns to care for themselves and for others. Pharaoh quote, "The best medicine is a culture that teaches love, rather than a society that learns too late how to repair the damage." Subscribe to the channel. Follow related content on the YouTube channel. Comment. Leave a like. Put the Pharaoh method into practice. Study science with conscience at ESSIL Pharaoh, because in health, knowledge is not neutral. It is vital. Remember, when someone shows interest, a life is transformed.